Today we yet again peruse Cartersville. That's an odd VW. Not necessarily bad, not special, but more interesting than a normal VW, I'd say. And then of course we're discussing Scion XP. The Vial of the Earth. One moment. Right then, mate. So, my last video, made 3 yesterday. One's unlisted though. But in the first one, Pondering, discussed a little bit more about sexual morality, which I've been thinking about lately. And I've discovered even more things today. So I was wondering, why joke sexually in the first place? What's the point? I knew it was something to do with, pushing boundaries that are normally very reserved, but I didn't know why exactly. Today, I think I realized you have to be absurd with it. If you're just sexual, it's just sexual. You have to match the level of sexuality with the level of absurdity. So what you're doing is a contrast. If you just say I want to let cockroaches squirm in your paws, that's just like, what do you say to that? And if you just say, I want to raw dog you on the Alps, what do you say to that? But if you say, I want to raw dog you on the Alps, they reply to that saying, oh yes. And they say, and then I'll put cockroaches in your paws and they'll squirm around and you'll enjoy it. And she'll say, oh yes, that feels so good. So you match the level of sexuality with the level of absurdness. So what you're doing is a massive social contrast, where you're talking about a sensitive topic in a very blatant way, and then shifting to something horrendously unsexual and very strange, which makes a contrast where your brain goes, oh wow, is that person gonna stop at the... Yes, thank you, please stop there, don't get by that train. Thank you very much, good job. Good job, Mike. From here it looks like he's stuck in there though, which is weird. Angles. But yeah, joking sexually just makes a contrast. Now what you have to consider always is why you're doing it. Are you imagining the sexual parts visibly, and are you doing it because you kind of subconsciously want it to become sexual? Always consider your subconscious motives. If you're actually subconsciously wanting it to become sexual, or if you're imagining the sexual parts but not the absurd parts, just because you want to imagine the sexual parts, then that's being sexual, and you don't want to do that. So you have to be very conscious about it. But if done right, I believe it can be done morally. Choo-choo. Oh, it's going slow today. Dang. Very slow. That's like walking pace. So yes, always consider. And then as for... It's loud. I was considering something also with sexuality, glazing. I discovered what it's like to be a glazer, because I've always been the glazee. Whether be it my climbing, my writings, my muscles, or even just my face. Apparently, somehow people find me attractive, and I don't really see that, but people think what they want to. I think I'm very mid, but whatever. So yeah, people glaze me a lot. But then, there's someone who has abnormally, to me, attractive muscles. Female, of course, I'm not gay. And it's just exactly my type. So, I was considering, okay, so why am I doing this? Is it my subconscious quite literally saying, dang, they're attractive, I'm going to admire them? Because that's kind of weird. Especially if you start making it the topic of the sexual jokes. Then, I was considering, maybe it's just admiration. Because here's an analogy, a car. If you're into cars and you see the most immaculate, beautiful, amazing engine swapped, but also otherwise mint condition, Mustang, 72, soft top, immaculate. You have to go to the guy and talk to them. You can't not do that. And it's such a outstanding part of him that every time you talk, you have to go, oh, not as good as your Mustang and stuff like that, because it's something so magnificently amazing. You must mention it, and that's I think that's what glazing. The Tesla bricks are so. What is going on? But yeah, I think that's what glazing is. Something stands out so much, you feel the need to mention it constantly. Now, the weird thing is, there's also many motives behind this. Are you doing that to make them feel more proud about what stands out and give them recognition? Alright, that's nice decorations. Are you doing that because you just always want to bring it up because you want to think about it more because of how cool you think it is? you're like, oh wow, that car is amazing, and you want to bring it up in conversation every single second because you want to talk about the car more because you love it so much? Are you doing it because you want them like to show you more of the car and stuff like that? Same applicably to anything else. So I'm curious as to why I do it subconsciously. Yeah, that should not be there. Yeah, pretty sure that's not intentional. I hope it is. Can't really do much about it. But yeah, so I'm wondering, oh, gotta love Cartersville's random staircases and pathways to nowhere. Just, yeah. So why do I do it subconsciously? Or rather, why do I do it? And then what is the subconscious motive? Oh my goodness, that's a T100? Is that a T100? That doesn't look like a Tacoma. It looks like a T100. What else could it be? So yes, I don't really know. I'm trying to think, okay, what am I thinking at the time of doing it? Am I wanting to see more of it? Am I just admiring her to make her feel proud? Do I just want to think about it more because how much I like them? That's gotta be a T100, I'm pretty sure. Pretty cool. Alright, no, so let's go back. So let us ponder. Well, actually, let me ponder. I don't want to. This is going to be like an active thinking thing for me. Thinking is often not just like a, oh, I'm doing it thing. Just like I will intentionally think and use brain power to process things. So let me do that real quick. D. Right, then, mate. I got no conclusion. So the combination of the factors of wanting to see it more and wanting to see the subject because you like it, I think those kind of combine. It is a persisting thought. So you think about it and you subconsciously want it more because your brain's just going like, I don't have photosensitivity. It's decent. But as I walk by this fence and it's flashing the sun on my face as I walk by, just like when there's like a light behind a fan, it's seizure inducing. But so yeah, your desire to okay. Alright, let's go on the retired railroad tracks. Lifts that are not used and broken. So yeah, clearly they are not used. Although they are thinning, which makes it more difficult. So yeah, Red Casting has a video on the expansion joints, or rather lack thereof, of railroad tracks. It's pretty cool. So yes, the desire for the subject in general is what leads you to either consciously or subconsciously want it more. So you make it the topic of conversations because you both want it to be the topic and you both want to, dang. I'll get a picture somehow. I always like to include the sun, but the sun's not really interesting right now, so I don't know how I would get the picture. Hang on. Something like, I can't really see, sun's glare is so bright. So just like, do that. Focus on the rear one. There you go. Hopefully I got something good out of that. But yes, you desire to make it the topic of conversation, leads you to bring it up. Because you also subconsciously think, oh, maybe there's a topic she'll show more. And then the second, wow, this railroad is so worn down. I wonder how old it is. Like, that's just dark. I don't know how that even happens. And another thing, I was wondering why, why do you want to make someone proud of it? And I think it's because, I don't know if it's just me, but I have a really strong thing for well, part of how I like hate injustice and hate unfairness, I also want to inform people always. So if someone, which is why I call myself the equalizer, if you see something in a negative light, I'll inform you of the positives. So to make sure you're not just pessimistic, and if you see something in a positive light, I'll be telling you the negatives to make sure you're not, blindly optimistic, which can cause harm. So I always inform people to avoid those things. And I was thinking, okay, so what if a person was like absolutely stunningly gorgeous, but they themselves said they were and they acknowledged it, and they were already aware of it before I said it? Then I would probably still mention it for jokes and stuff. Really? God, just like, really? For jokes and things. But it wouldn't be a glazing thing. Like, I wouldn't be constantly bringing it up. I wouldn't be desiring to see more. It's like, I would say, like, oh, well, at least your heart isn't enough to, like, kill Channing Tatum and Ryan Gosling. Something like that. These tracks are so uneven. Something like that, And, how does a railroad track even get this out of shape? I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I would not mention it as much. It wouldn't be, like, I wouldn't inform them. But if they think they're, like, alright or something, I would want to, or even if they knew they were good but not that much, I would want to emphasize and say, you are amazing. For the sake of informing them, because that's my whole thing. I want to inform people. And just to make them feel better too, I feel like people should know. It seems like an egotistical thing. You should be humble and you shouldn't boast about how good you are, but no, you can have fact. There's a difference between unnecessarily bringing things up just to show how cool you are, and just knowing just how good things are. And if it's subjective, you can't say it's good, but you can say what other people think. Like, for instance, my writings. There have been about 100 people total I've shared my poetry with, so many people, and they have all absolutely glazed it, ranging from "dang, that was pretty good" to like, "that is the most amazing thing I've ever read and you're an inspiration." So people love my poetry, so I can say it's good poetry based on that, not just based on I think it's good, because of course it's subjective. Art is subjective. So yeah, there's that. And I forgot where I was going with this. Oh right, no, I forgot where I was. Something about, like, you want them to know how good. Oh yeah, people should know how good they are. So, like, I was considering why people would glaze me. I never really understood, like, why would someone glaze me? Like, I get it. You find me attractive, I don't. Why do you need to say that? And I get it. My writing is, like, good. You don't need to say that. So I was always curious why people glaze me so much. And I get it now. Because it's when something you consider magnificent and outstanding and extremely rare, not even that rare, I guess, just outstanding and hard to find, like a beautiful classic car or something. Okay, I keep slipping to the right. What the hell? I'm like leaning to the right so much. Why is the track weird or something? Why is it weird? Probably autistic. So yeah, anyways. Yeah, glazing. Why do people glaze? It's kind of weird, because I kind of know, but I also don't know. But yeah, when you see something massively outstanding, it's just like the combination of you want to see it more and talk about it more. You want it to be the topic, so because you want to think about it, because of how much you like it, and how much it makes you, like, have joy from thinking about it, because, it's like a beautiful car and stuff. And you also want them to know how amazing it is, and even if they do know how amazing it is, you want to bring that up. Okay, so why do that? Of course, it could be a subject of a joke, like, "Chat, I'm so weak, and I'm failing, and I'm a loser." And you say, "Well, at least you're hot." And they go like, "Yo." You're like, "Yo, 10 out of 10 gang. I'm not in that gang." Stuff like that, But in terms of just bringing it up for no particular reason, or for a reason, but there could have been other things you could have brought up that would have been more applicable, yet you chose this outstanding feature of theirs. I don't really know why. It's kind of a strange thing. Like, what would bring someone to just think, I would like to bring up your outstanding feature? Sometimes. Just cause. Just like, I want to bring them up. I didn't have a reason to bring them up, but I want to bring them up. I'm trying to think of why someone would do that. Let me think. I think it's the inherent nature of something outstanding. It stands out. when you want to add flair to something, it's the first thing that comes to mind. So instead of saying, hey, you want to say, hey, and I'll throw something else in there. And then the first thing you can think about when you think about them, because it stands out so much, is how attractive they are. You go, hey, hottie, smirk emoji. So if one thing in particular stands out a lot, that is the thing you'll mention very often, because whenever you want to think about something, you mention it. But also influencing that is the fact that you subconsciously want that to be the topic, and you subconsciously want that more, so you're naturally going to bring it up. I think there's a lot of factors involved as to why someone would mention someone's saying, oh god, it's a cube. Actually, it's the sea fell off, so it's an ube, which is like a purple plant or something, I don't know. I know UBE is a flavor on things. I don't know what it is. Probably a berry or something. But yeah, lots of factors involved why you would bring up someone's outstanding features out of nowhere. Because you just have a thought about them, and you just imagine them for a brief moment. But that thing stands out so much, like, okay, you gotta bring that up. But that's not a conscious thing, it's just a subconscious thing. So your brain's like, just goes like, yep, that's amazing. Their abs are cool. Let's think about that. Interesting. That would be a terrible thing to hit on a bike or a scooter. Also, wow, what a rickety chair. Dang. But yeah, I'm not sure why. Lots of reasons. Lots of various reasons. Cop car. Never mind. Well, no, it is, but there's the anti-drug thing, right? Something I don't know what it stands for. Don't dare to do drugs or something. I don't know exactly what the campaign is. I don't know how it worked. Saw a thumbnail for a video saying dare was stupid and didn't work. So no clue what it really is. Oh, that was good. Bzz. Okay. The electrical guy down there, the truck should take care of that. So in conclusion, the reason you would bring someone's features up randomly is for various reasons, but mainly your brain is just thinking about it because of how much it stands out. Whether that is why you choose to think about it, or when you think about them, it just randomly comes up. It's just your brain subconsciously wanting to talk about it, wanting to have it more, and wanting to compliment them and tell them how good they are, just in case they don't know. There's a lot of combining factors there. And the reason you make that sexual is for the contrasting joke. However, observe, because if you may happen to observe your subconscious thoughts afterwards and realize, oh, hey, I made that sexual and then followed it with a joke, not because I was going for the joke in contrast, but because I subconsciously wanted it to be sexual because of how much I liked their feature, and then I made it a joke to sort of justify the sexuality and make it not weird. I think that's what you have to observe. Is the joke an afterthought or a plan? Your first intention should be do something funny by breaking the boundary and throwing a joke in, not, damn, she's hot, let's make a sexual joke about that. Oh, I'll also throw in something over there too. So yeah, this is a odd field because, it's really hard to think about anything sexual because it's such an infrequent, sensitive topic. So I'm just working on my own here, developing my thoughts. And I guess I'll share this with some people, see what they think about them, see how they interpret it. Not sure really how it works. It's interesting. Yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess. All this is kind of the dilemma here. I was just talking about my video yesterday is my attempt at classifying what's good and what's bad. Actually an attempt at clarifying what I can do to justify it. Like, for instance, if you don't know what's bad, so you just don't be sexual at all, but then you subconsciously want to be sexual, so you start thinking about what is and isn't bad, so you can be more sexual than you were before as a justification. So yeah, I'm wrestling with my biology, which, spiderweb, wants to be sexual, and trying to not justify it. It's really difficult, because what you're doing is trying to critically ponder from, well, in my case, a Christian view, the morals of doing something that you biologically want to do very much. And it is inherently a very sensitive topic, so it's not well known, well discussed, commonly talked about, you know, so you have to kind of think about your own. It's not just a thing everyone knows. And it's about a sensitive topic too, so it's not just like easily discussable either. So you're thinking about breaking social norms and thinking about going against your biology, and you're trying not to let your subconscious be justifying sexuality. You're trying to not... Yeah, there's a lot of things you're trying to do. It's a complex topic to think about, one of many, of course. But it's a fun one. I'll tell you that. I'll set it over here. And yeah, I don't know. I think my thoughts, like right now, my thoughts are kind of unclear. I'll develop them over time. So yeah, I'll be developing my thoughts, I guess, over time. You know, see where I get. That's a cool truck over there on the left. Not sure what it is. But yeah, I hope my thoughts develop. I'll share my perspectives, get other perspectives on it. Yeah, it's just difficult. I don't know where it'll go. I can't make any predictions. I can't make any clear clarifications. This is a developing topic that I've yet to come to a conclusion on, and I do not yet have a full grasp on all of its complexities. So, I don't know. I guess I'll just make another Distant Words writing, contemplate a lot of stuff, keep refining it over and over or something. I don't know. Maybe I'll make another video discussing sexual morality. What is that? Oh my god, it's my hand. Holy shit. Like a spirit. Oh, I'm so white that I'm reflecting all this light. Okay, anyways, what am I doing? Yeah, God bless. Have a great day. Be good. See ya.